What's going on, everybody? This your boy Mike from Trouble Down Productions and NerdFeed.com. In this episode, we're going to be discussing Dwight from the comic series and how they may play him into the TV show. So check it out. Okay, so Dwight appears in the comic series in issue 98 is when we first see him. Now, a couple things to know about him is the fact that he was Negan's right-hand man at one point, and also he's a badass with a crossbow. He also has his face burnt from Negan. And here's what I'm thinking. In this episode on Sunday, this is going to be Dwight right here. And if I'm right, this is going to be really cool because we actually get to see kind of like an origin story, if you will, of Dwight, which we've never really got in the comics. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. We do know this Sunday that Daryl's going to get captured. He's going to get stranded from Abe and Sasha, and he's going to get captured by somebody with two females. Now, I'm thinking that this is going to be Dwight. Daryl will, I'm sure, get away like he always does. Dwight is also a head member, leader actually, as of late, of a group called the Saviors. And what I think about them is we will gradually see more of them until the season finale. Because that's going to be going on for a while. They actually just casted Negan. If you want to check out my video for that, I'll pop it up there. But since they just casted him, chances are like they just started filming with him. So more than likely they're probably filming about the second to last episode by now. And we're not going to see Negan until the season finale. And I'm going to tell you in a minute how I think we're going to actually see Negan. Another point to remember, now I know they do things differently from the comic series to the TV show, but another point to remember is that Dwight killed Abraham. And we may not see that happen on the show, but keep your eyes open because we may very well see that happen. Now that they're pretty much done with the wolves, you know, we got to have another set of people, set of threats other than the walkers. And I think that's what they're doing. Starting this Sunday, they're going to start building the Saviors up for us to see. Now, in the comic series, there was like 50, 52, something like that. There was a bunch of them, and Negan was the leader. Now, how I think we're going to see Negan is, I think I think this is going to be Dwight, and we may very well be seeing bits and pieces of him up until the season finale. But since he don't have his face burnt yet, I'm going to make a prediction and say he's going to get Daryl's crossbow this Sunday. He's going to end up taking Daryl's crossbow this Sunday because that was Dwight's weapon of choice in the comic series, was a crossbow. Now, everybody thought that they was going to turn Daryl into Dwight, but now I see kind of what they're doing. That's going to be Dwight, and he's going to end up with Daryl's crossbow. And I think my prediction for the mid-season finale, how we're actually, or I mean not the mid-season, but final finale of the season, we're actually going to see Dwight. We may even see a camera pan into a room or something with a bunch of people, and I think the camera's going to pan up and it's going to show Dwight getting his face burnt with an iron, because that's what Negan did to him in the comics. So I think that's how they're playing that role right there. We'll probably see bits and pieces of the Saviors up until the season finale, and then is when we're going to see Dwight get his face burnt, and the camera will probably even pan back and we'll see a glimpse of Negan. We'll probably see his face, but then it'll go off and then we won't see him again until season 7. Now, a lot of people think that they're going too fast in the show, like they're bringing Negan in too quickly, and I'm kind of one of them people myself. I feel as a comic book reader that I would rather them wait and do it right, make sure it's perfect when they bring him in, him and Dwight, because Dwight's just as badass as Negan is, really. But then as a fan of the show, I tend to feel like, yeah, they still are moving kind of fast. But if you take a step back and look at it, this week's episode is episode 76. Negan comes in episode 100. Dwight comes in episode 98. Yes, where they are moving kind of fast, they're not really moving that fast. It just kind of feels like they are. Now, they could throw... We're not going to see Negan at least until the season finale. So you figure if this week's episode is episode 76, then We've got, I don't know, episode 84, 85 is the season finale. So at that point, yeah, they still are moving kind of quick, but it's not super duper fast. It just kind of feels that way. As good as the season has been so far, I feel like what we're getting ready to get into, it's about to get really interesting. And because if that's really Dwight, man, we're really gonna start seeing some good stuff go down. It's gonna be bad, but it's gonna be really entertaining for us to watch, because now we're getting into some more recent things from the comic. And as a comic fan, I mean, I'm gonna love it. But give me your thoughts below, because you know I always love to hear you guys' thoughts. Now, if you have not seen my Is Ron a Threat video where I talk all about Ron and what my feelings are, I did have to get some things off my chest with that. You can check it out right there. And if you're on mobile, I'll throw it up as a card up top. Stay tuned for my third episode of the Deadcast, which we will probably be doing tonight, and I will be releasing by tomorrow night sometime. I will put it up there for everybody on the channel and in the groups. But that's about all I got for you guys. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Nerdfeed.com, Dead the Zombies. You guys rock.
Be close, better run, here we come, it's the day of the dead.